What is Support Aware? Support Aware describes our platform of annual technical services offered by Atlantic Data Security. This can be a range of basic assistance with issues to full Security Operations Center support. And Security Operations Center, a lot of times in today's world, we think a lot of the cybersecurity, incident response, SIEM tools, reactive and proactive, reactive relations to, that data coming in and the work. Something that I really want to emphasize that is the proactive side of a Security Operations Center. The idea of an ounce of work today prevents a ton of work later. It's all about keeping things maintained, healthy, optimized, getting the upgrades, getting the policies orchestrated and updated for the different security appliances or SaaS services that we have out there, like a Netscope, a Varonis, a Checkpoint Pro, all the many different, CloudGuard, Dome9. There's many different technologies out there that quickly become shelfware, right? With air quotes, and that's the worst kind of expense, right? Because we've had the outlay to deploy it and implement it, and then it goes stale, and then to double down on the pain of that kind of ineffective cost is then it's not updated or something isn't quite right, and then you end up with the possibility of a security breach or something, and all that entails in today's world. So that's where we really feel that we wanted to build out our services to be able to really emphasize that kind of proactive, ongoing support throughout a year, 2-year, 3-year, 5-year engagement with our clients. Excuse me. So to keep moving forward, the ideas, the services are there to augment and supplement clients' existing talent. This isn't the idea of what people want to hear about a managed service provider, an MSP, a typical MSP. It's not that we can't do that in the right kind of situation, but this VSOC leads to this proactive work is really what we call a service desk. And that is that we're not there trying to take everything from existing resources. We want to be able to augment and supplement those, to be able to do those very time consuming, yet often deprioritized proactive work. These Support Aware services, they require that any covered assets are, this is a little more technical, sorry. So just a little box chart of how we describe it in our Support Aware VSOC services. We have our overlay, our life cycle, our analysis and reporting, our systems tuning, our service desk, and then assessment services and on-demand. And what I'm really talking about today is our service desk portion of that. And to show what that really entails, when we have a service desk client, they get the value of all those bundled underneath it. The overlay is being the key assistant to go inside with a device or a systems support contract. We'll be able to be the technical liaison to ensure, we all know the challenges that can be through a busy day, just tracking incident tickets, problem tickets, and the like. Life cycle is, ensuring that whether it's hardware, virtual, or even some of the SaaS systems that require periodic maintenance and upgrades, right, to the operating systems and the like. Analysis and reporting is more in detail, but that's, in a nutshell, we want to be able to bring the data to you to show the value of the work that we're doing for you, but really to show that this is why it's important to do this kind of work. And the system tuning we spoke about on making sure that things are optimized to ensure that the systems are functioning at peak performance, but also that they're functioning appropriately, right? We're talking about security, that policies are up to date and in play for the latest standards, signatures, et cetera, on the various key security systems. And then assessment services and on demand, they fall outside of that as kind of one-off type work. And I would like to, if you folks can bear with me, I'm going to play just a minute-long video that says this in a much better fashion than how I did, probably. So I'm going to let this run. All right, like I said, probably says it a lot more eloquently than I have. One of the key things that I take away from every time I hear that, though, is the idea of bringing the experts, the subject matter experts, forward or to bear, whatever the term someone would prefer is. That's really important thing to explain the value in something like this. So to be a client of ours with this virtual security operations center under our service desk, we have the entire pool of our 20 varied levels of engineers, mostly senior level, but varied skill sets too. So if we have, you know, a 20-year checkpoint veteran, we have IBM QRadar, we have a Carbon Black, we have a Netscope, we have these many different individuals that come together as a team to be able to then bring them forward for what you need in the moment. And then we also combine that with our pool of analysts and tier 1 analysts, tier 2 engineers to be able to do the brunt of this work for you. And that's another aspect of that just can't, it's hard to deny the value that someone can get out of that, and a company can get out of that. And we can bring those forward from, you know, the things we talked about, I spoke about, of daily maintenance, weekly maintenance, monthly, quarterly optimization, all the like of that, to keep things going smoothly. And we can also bring those forward for the many different angles of technical work, especially high technical work, like we're talking about in our security world, for architecture reviews, proof of concepts, systems testing. We are able to, you know, be the eyes and ears to compare for possible new products that a client might be looking for. You know, and from there, I've said it probably a couple times, the word value, but that's really what our service desk and our VSOC overall is about. It's trying to provide a value solution for clients. You know, and the idea of the service desk where it's cost effective, it's proactive. I keep saying that. We gain expertise in the client's environment with the client. We become true partners with the client. As something goes on, that you have a lot more connective tissue, as opposed to saying, this is broken, we need your help, we'll come and help in an on-demand situation. And, you know, I'm confident we'll do a good job. That's what's gotten Atlantic here this far. But there's definitely a much more high touch value that you get out of being ongoing, you know, recurring service desk client with us. I can show a little example of what it kind of looks like. I think probably many of us understand what a service desk can look like, but I want to just describe it a little bit, right? How Atlantic is deploying it. And so for a key client, they all have a team lead. We have our service desk, service operations center manager. We have, you know, these are going to be consistent interfaces to the client. So even though we describe a pool of varied resources, we keep the face as static as possible throughout the relationship. You know, the joke is the one throat to choke, but in our case, it's the one number, the one place to call for help and for assistance for any of this stuff, or for new projects or anything. And from there, as the service requests come in, as the daily routine occurs under the lead of the service desk manager and the the client SME, security architect, we then deploy the resources to do the brunt of the work as is appropriate. Again, we have a whole team. We're able to do this work, and we're able to scale our team, right, and right size without a client ever having to think about or worry about that. They just know that there's deliverables that are going to be serviced on a day in, day out basis while we're under a partnership. So, and then just a bit of a visual on it. So you can have new projects, you can have daily tasks, incidents. They come in, team lead, service desk manager, and they're triaging to disperse how that workload goes. And we utilize our service management system as a key player in the routine daily task stuff, which is just so important. The proactive work, that's the thing I'll preach to everybody, from the people that work for me to clients, everything. I said it earlier, I'll say it in a different way, but that the pre-work makes the dream work. You get that pre-work done, and it may take you 10 hours, but keeping, use a firewall as an example, right? Or any system example, keeping that up and running and optimized and making sure that it stays that way for, even if that takes 10 hours a month, that's going to save you a net of 40, 50 hours, very painful hours when it broke because we just didn't have time to pay attention to it. That's what our job is to do, is to pay attention and to do that work that many times gets left behind in the daily routine of a corporate client environment where everybody is very busy, and so it's what we've built our VSOC and service desk to be able to assist with. And I am just about to wrap up here, so just going to some of the points that I've probably already stated, but it's about having the right resource available for the right job, built-in redundancy, the right subject matter expert for the right job for a client, the idea of redundancy and talent, and that is, again, that's stuff that you have to pay for a lot when it's on your own, and not just pay in dollars, but in time, right? To be able to hire and keep and maintain. Well, when you're working with support, Atlantic Support Aware, VSOC, and our service desk, that's what we do. That's just all part of it. That's our business, is to be able to hire the experts and have them on staff as needed. One of our principal founders, Rick Romke, always says that when we talk about hiring and the like, well, when you're reaching out to talent, would you prefer to come work for a dedicated security firm that's constantly working and learning and doing new specific things in the security realm, or would you rather go work for a client, a customer? My brain is stuck in that mode. For a company that is 1/10 of your job is maintaining security and the like. Well, young security or senior security professionals, I'll just say security professionals, it makes it easy for us to be able to recruit and do that work because they want to come work for us. And that's not to be dismissive of all the non-security companies out there, but it just makes it easier for us to be able to keep and maintain a highly skilled workforce in this environment, in this world. So I guess that's where I'll just try to wrap up and say that, as I started, we're so excited to really be bringing this forward. Our virtual SOC under our support aware umbrella, with the emphasis on our service desk and what we can do for clients to be able to assist them. I know that it's the right word, the mechanics of this session, I'm going to wrap up, but I know that Donna has placed our our 60-second video in the whole I'm drawing. My brain is done. It finished my PowerPoint, so I'm done. Our video is there for you to access. We even have an example of our service desk starter package with some costs in there, and just some information. So I really appreciate everybody's time, and I will open it up if Donna, if we've gotten any questions or any of the like.